name is Viviana Aleshire. I'm 15 in 10th grade, and I have been doing 4-H for roughly 10 years. My current club is the Valley Falls Dreamers in Grafton, West Virginia. Today, I will be talking about the fencing formula, or what it takes to be a fencer. Now I have a question for you. What do you know about fencing? That's a pretty good guess. Most people would comment on the white jackets or stabbing people, but those are two very small components that makes up fencing as a whole. Let's jump into the past quickly and talk about where fencing originated. Fencing originated in Spain and Italy around the 15th century, later traveling to Europe, and modern day is still very popular in Europe, but the most popular is in Asia around China and Japan. I'm going to be talking about three main things that make up fencing that I think are the most important. The first is going to be your gear or outfit and why it's important, and the different types of blades and the rules that follow those. The second is going to be blade work and footwork, and the third is going to be bout rules and how to referee. Let's jump in to the outfit, which I already have on. The first layer is the pants. It is to protect your legs, and it has suspenders because you don't want your pants falling down when you're fencing. The second part is the chest protector. It's a solid plastic piece. It is to protect your chest, as the name states. The third piece is the right arm cover, and it is to protect your right arm. It goes down and it cuts off about right here. And the purpose of it is, in old fencing, there was a seam issue under the arm of the jacket. Instead of fixing the seam issue, they decided to make another piece so that wouldn't be an issue. Today we still use it because it's an extra layer for your heart to make sure there's no issues there. And the last piece is the jacket, which brings it all together and lets you see your target area more clearly. You also have your glove for your right hand. I'm right-handed, so I have my glove on my right hand. If you were left-handed, you would have a left-hand glove. And I want to mention why this is important, because if you notice how my jacket is, my jacket zips on the left side. If I was left-handed, it would zip up on the right side. This is because they didn't want you to have to put down your blade or whatever else you're holding to zip up your jacket, so you can do it with your left hand. There's also a back zip jacket. I don't have one because it's annoying. You have to have another person to zip you up, but basically it runs straight up the middle in the back, and that's what zips up. Your pants only cover to about below your knee. You cannot have any of your leg seen, so that's why we have knee socks, which cover that open place. And you also have shoes. These are indoor soccer shoes. They work the exact same way as fencing shoes. They just have to have a lot of tread on the bottom to make sure you do not slide. You also have your mask, which covers up your face. And you have two separate cords. The first one is the foil cord. This hooks into your blade. It goes through your jacket, hooks to the back, and it will go out. And this will hook into the scoring box, which we will talk about later. The other cord is the mask cord. It hooks from the bottom of your mask here to the back of your jacket. Now the last part, which people find the most exciting, is the blade. I have a foil with a pistol grip. The difference between foil, epee, and saber, the three types of blades, is a foil has a small bell guard and a small blade. An epee has a large bell guard and a small blade, and a saber has a large bell guard and a large blade. Also a difference with saber, as it has a knuckle guard which covers your knuckles because it is a slashing blade. I also have a pistol grip, which means you hold it like a pistol. Most common is a French grip, which you can see on the epee, and it is just straight out and you hold it like this. The next part I would like to cover is footwork and blade work. Now you cannot see my feet, so my hands are going to take the place. For a regular standing position, your front foot, which if you're right-handed is going to be your right foot, if you're left-handed is going to be your left foot, is going to be forward, and your back foot is going to be turned like this. Think of a dancing position. Going to be about shoulder length apart, and you're going to squat down. This hand can be behind you or uphill, and this hand is going to be holding your blade this way. In advance, this is a unguard position. In advance is you take your front foot forward and your back foot follows. 1, 2. Same way back foot goes, front foot follows. 1, 2. Other two I would like to cover is a advanced crossover and a advanced retreat. which would be your back foot coming around your front foot, 1, 2, and your front foot follows. Same way, retreat, your front foot is going to go around your back foot, and your back foot follows. This is illegal in saber because you travel very fast when doing it, which means you can get too close to the other person too fast. Now for blade walk, pretty simple. You have a parry, which is just essentially hitting the other person's blade. If they would come at you, you can hit it. Normally, you pair that up with a riposte. Parry, riposte. With a riposte, you would lunge. A lunge is where you take your front foot forward, you're going to advance it quite far, you're going to squat down, and you're going to be able to hit. Now with a lunge, your arm has to be first, or you do not have that right away if both people hit. So parry, and then a riposte is just where you hit. Also have a disengage, which if their blade is here, it's basically just a swoop of your blade underneath it so you can riposte. So it's swoop and riposte. You also have a parry 6, I believe is the name for this one. Well, you take it down and you go around and you catch the blade this way. I love this one. So you start in that position, you go down and take it. You're going to take it to their left side, and then you can riposte. Those are a couple simple blade work and foot work. And the third thing I would like to be covering is bouts, rules, and how to referee. So a strip is this. It's a long rectangle, and you have multiple lines. There's one line directly in the middle, that's your midpoint. The scoring box is also going to be centered with that line. And the next line out is called your on-guard line. This is where both people stand, and the front of their foot will be at this line. You have the next line back, which is the warning line, and the one after that is the end of the strip. Bouts normally they can go from anywhere from 5 to 15 points, if it could probably go more, but those are the most common. And how the scoring works is you see this box down here. Now I mentioned it earlier with the cords, but my cord would hook into this plug, run through my body, down here, and it would go into a long strip which hooks into the box. The other person would be hooked into the same way. So now this box knows where you can select on this box what you're fencing. This box is going to know what the target area is, what's off target, and on target, off target just means if it's on target, you get a point. If it's off target, you don't get a point. It's going to know where the tip of my blade, because it has a button, excuse my taping job, it needs to be redone. And it's going to know what's off target. So for foil, this is on target, this area in the bill. If you hit that, whatever light you're on, if it's green or red, that's going to go off. That means you get a point. The other person would do that, their light would go off, they would get a point. In epee, it's a bit different. Everywhere is on target except for the floor. The only place that is going to be off target is the floor. So this will help you. So this helps the referee. This is not an end-all. This is what helps the referee decide. Because in foil, right away is very common, which is a mistake that I make. I was mentioning earlier that you have to advance your arm before you lunge. If I would do that and the other person would not, that means I would get the point. Now in epee, it's a bit different. If both people hit within a timely manner, both people get the point. In foil, right away, which means whoever advanced their arms, whoever is advancing in general, will get the point, and whoever retreating will not get the point. There are exceptions to this. If the person is lunging, they might get the point. If that person takes a step back, they lose right away. So that is the fencing formula, the gear, the different types of blades, the bouts, refereeing, blade work, and footwork.